lucky. I'm just like, I'll grab you again.
I'm just stalking her.
How sad. Alright.
No, I'm stalking you.
So this is your second proper year at YALC.
It is.
Did you prepare differently after that 3-hour signing line from last year?
I mean, not especially. I mean, someone fed me sandwiches in the middle this year. I looked over.
That's important.
Yeah, it was good, which was good, because last year I don't think I ate in it, and this year I wouldn't necessarily have eaten, but I sensed myself getting hungry, and I looked over, and Sarah Barnum had come over to feed Melinda Salisbury sandwiches, and I was like, can I have a sandwich? Like, I'm an orphan child, and she was like, have the plate. So then I was like, anytime someone I knew was in the queue in front of me who I knew wouldn't mind me like shoving food in my face, I'd be like, hi, give me a second, shove food in my face, so they wouldn't think I was as rude as someone just meeting me. But it was really awkward because the first time I took a really big bite and it stuck to the roof of my mouth, so this poor girl was standing in front of me and I was like, I'm trying to gracefully, it was not fun. But
yeah, you're human. It's very like endearing.
Thank you. But no, I didn't. I signed for 3 hours again, and it's just one of those things where you have the sort of the energy levels when you're doing it because you're so excited you're talking to people, and as soon as it ends, you're like, whew, that took it out of me. I tried to plan a bit less this year to play it by ear in terms of like I'm not like I have to go this panel, this panel, this panel. I'm like going around making sure I see people and going to the panels that I can.
Yeah. All right.
It's a great soundtrack.
I feel that in each book, Amani undergoes quite a big transformation. What can we expect from her in book 3? If there's anything you can tell us.
So book 3 comes out in February 2018. And it's called Hero at the Fall. And so in a way, I mean, the title of each book kind of refers to a lot of different characters in the book. It can refer to the Prince, or it can refer to Amani. So the first one is Rebel, the second one is Traitor, the third one is Hero. So spoiler alert for the end of book 2, but Amani has kind of found herself in a position where instead of being a follower of the revolution, she is sort of put herself in a position where she kind of has to lead it because no one else is stepping up to do it. And so I think there's a lot of that pressure on her that she's come from someone who was, in the first book, was very selfish. She was like out for herself. Someone in the second book who was part of a larger group and you know, able to like to collaborate. And this one, she's not just part of a larger group, she's in charge of it. And so she struggles a little bit with that and holding people's lives in her hand, and also her own life and how much she's willing to give up in order to sort of save the day, and also the fact that and the fact that her powers, which she sort of lost in book 2 and then got back, are not still at 100%. It costs her a great deal to use them. So there's a struggle with that of what her identity is as a rebel without her superpowers.
I think as well, because if you have a superpower, it doesn't become really a crutch, but I think it can easily define your identity.
Yeah.
And so that then, because she keeps hearing all these stories about herself, and that must be a little bit of a,
There's the her in real life, and then there's the her that is this legendary figure that people talk about. And like, you did this amazing thing and this amazing thing, and she's like, did I? I guess that's a version of what I did. But the other thing with me is that, I mean, you say a crush, I forget that my characters have superpowers so often. Like, I remember one time I was writing book 3, and I was like, oh my god, I've really written them into a corner here. How am I going to get them out? And I was like, yeah, 5 out of 6 people in the scene have a superpower. You have so many ways to get them out. And I was like, oh, I'm dumb.
I went to your heroines panel yesterday, and a lot of the conversation went about subverting the idea of what a hero or heroine is.
Yeah.
What kind of heroine would you like to see, like that is not present in YA at the moment? Or that you feel is underrepresented?
I think what I'm writing next is probably has a couple of heroines who I think they're probably more present in contemporary than in fantasy. So I'm trying not to be super spoiled, but the thing that I'm working on next has 2 girls in it who are very aware of how they are seen by others in different ways. One of them because she is quote unquote famous, and so that she's constantly reading about herself in the paper, and people are telling her how she feels and how she looks and what she did and da-da-da-da-da. And another one of whom can read minds, and so she's very aware of that how people think of her, that they look at her and she doesn't have a family looking at her being like, oh, poor little her, and then feeling so good about themselves for feeling bad about her. And so they both have a huge awareness of how they're perceived and a huge amount of anxiety around that. And I think that's something that I'm becoming more and more aware of in modern life with social media, of like you know, how you're perceived, or you know how people post about you or don't on Facebook, or how you present yourself on Facebook, and that's one of the
Or on camera,
Instagram,
or anything, you know.
or on Twitter, and you know, and you like, you know, your Instagram life is, I'm so great, I'm having so much fun, it's great.
And then in the background you're like, oh my god.
Oh my god, this is so hard. This night was not fun, but it looks so fun on Instagram or whatever. It's one of those things, again, we talk about this a lot, that I don't have an answer for.
But that's sometimes those questions of the mind. It's interesting because it's like the question, what are we here for as human beings? It comes down to that very core question of what is my purpose here, and that's part of that is how am I perceived, what am I doing, and it's all kind of embroiled in that.
But I think it's a different kind of heroine than the kick-ass heroine. It's an internal sort of battle that happens. Like, there will also be explosions, but there will always be. But so that's the sort of heroine I'm interested in, that I haven't seen so much of. But I suspect it is probably more representative of contemporary that is dealing with social media.
But it's nice to have that then in more fantasy setting, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it is still going to be fantasy. Yeah.
I've been talking to a lot of different writers that I've met at YALC, and I was wondering, because writing advice is so weird and it's so different for everybody, what's the best advice somebody's given you that you found was useful?
I may have already said this on your video last year.
Well,
if I did, you're getting it again.
Well, because it's important, okay?
No, the best piece of writing advice, which is always the piece of writing advice that I give if I'm asked for writing advice, is don't think of it as be creative. Because if I look at you as like, Karen, think of a story idea and make it the most creative story you've ever thought of. Blank. Nothing. All of a sudden you'll be like, I've got a story. Oh my god, it's the Hunger Games. I've got this story. Oh my god, it's Harry Potter. Exactly. All you'll be able to think about is someone tells you, think of an original idea.
Somebody else.
That's somebody else's idea. But if you reframe that, and it means the exact same thing to say to someone, Karen, come up with an idea that only you could come up with. Write a story that only you could write. And that gets you thinking about, it still means to be original, but it's just saying it in a different way. But what it does is it makes you think about who you are, what you like, what you're passionate about, what you're afraid of, what keeps you up at night, and put that into a story. So that's very much a piece of writing advice that changed for my life when I heard it, because it means that you will create a story that is original, because, you know, lots of people like X and Y and Z, but not many people like X, Y, and Z and V and
and they'll put it together in the way you do. Yeah.
Like lots of people write stories about cross-dressing girls. That's something I've always loved in the trope of fiction, so I brought it in. I studied the French Revolution, so there's rebellion in my book. I used to work in Islamic art, so there's an element of that world in my book. And those are all things that are true of other people, but that are not necessarily true to a single person. So I always say that to people, that if you're looking to be original, don't push yourself outside of yourself and look inwardly instead.
Cool. Actually, I don't think we talked about this.
Did we not? Well, there you go. Fresh writing advice.
With Rebel 3 out next year.
Yeah. Hero in the Fall, officially called.
I know, it's so exciting. You also already touched on it slightly. What's next? Are you touring for Rebel 3 as well? Do you know?
I don't have any information yet. I mean, to me, like 2018.
It's like so far away.
I'm still struggling to understand that we're in 2017.
I signed something in 2016 the other day.
It's like constantly, right? I mean, I'll still be doing that in 2018, but then at least I can just turn the 6 into 28.
It's easier,
Exactly. I don't know whether I'll be touring. I suspect I will definitely be doing some events in various places, but I don't have any details.
Check the internet closer to the day.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tweet. But I've started working on a new thing, which, what can I tell you? It is, all these things could change. It's still fantasy. It's set in the same world as Rebel of the Sands, but not the same country. Because there's a lot of sort of talk of the other countries that are out there in Rebel, and I know a ton about those countries as a result that Amani doesn't, so they've never been on the page. But it will be set probably sort of 40 to 60 years later. I'm still working on that exactly. And it won't hugely be linked. You don't need to read Rebel to read the new series. But one of the characters in it currently is the grandchild of a character who's still alive at the end of Hero.
I love that kind of linking. That makes me think of the Graceling trilogy by Graceling, because you go back in time and then go back.
And they're all connected and bitter blue when you see them all.
I literally read it this month and I love it so much.
Graceling is still my favorite of the three, but I love how they all come together.
I really liked Fire. I'm a brigand girl, what can I say? I like him with a strong sense of purpose.
I'm a pro girl.
Well, you don't have to fight then.
No, it's fine. Yeah, you have your man, I'll have mine. Yeah. So that's what's next.
Well, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave any comments down below if you have any more questions. And that's it for now. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.